are back. Let's just marinate with the music for a moment. Hello, Will Snow.
Hello, Debo.
And hello, listeners.
Yes, hello, listeners. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in, and thank you and welcome to Ask Dad, a dad show not just for dads, but everyone that wants fatherly advice from a real dad. Whether you're here for the bad dad joke, and there are aplenty, or just to gain some insight, Will Snow is the man, the myth, and the legend in his own mind who knows all things. So please welcome to today's episode of Ask Dad. Do you notice, and here, they're laughing too just because they love you so much. Do you notice how I always do this dramatic pause before when I'm like, welcome to Ask Dad?
Yeah, I have noticed this.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, I thought there was a reason for it.
Well, the
moment of silence before the big
reveal. Yeah, jinx. You owe me kisses.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we talking? Well, I know what we're talking about today.
No, and we were just talking about this. It's really interesting. I have these brilliant concepts.
Yes, you do.
When I'm in the shower.
Yeah, and we talk about it, and then we forget what we're talking about. And since I don't record them,
it's like, yeah, why is it that you have your greatest insights in the shower? It's very interesting.
I don't know, because you're totally naked, so everything is naked. Your brain. I'm trying to get there, but I'm not.
So what you're saying is that we should be doing this show naked. I know we did. It was great.
Yeah. All the time?
All the time. Every day.
Well, once it's on YouTube as a video, I'm not necessarily willing to share that with the world.
Well, okay. I understand.
You have a dad joke, Will Snow?
I do.
Go on.
I do. So why couldn't the Chili practice archery?
Why couldn't the Chili practice archery? Go on, Will Snow.
He didn't have an arrow.
Oh, my God. That was horrible.
Oh, come on.
There, I'll give you the laugh.
The sad trombone.
I did laugh. I did. I have one, and it's from Scotty, my big brother, who is a dad, so it's a worthy joke.
All jokes are worthy, but it's especially worthy from a dad. Go ahead.
Especially my big bro. He's the best. Okay. What country's capital is the fastest growing city in the world?
I do not know.
Ireland, because it's always Dublin. They can applause that too. They love it.
I actually have a joke for Scotty.
Oh, okay.
It's a Star Wars joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, did you ever hear the Stormtrooper band?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that's because they never had a hit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That deserves a round of applause and laughter.
Thank you.
All right. That was for you, Scotty, big bro.
So
yes, we were talking that this was going to be or do you want to do the intro, or do you want me to do the intro?
The intro. We did the intro.
Right, but a different intro, the intro.
The intro?
Yeah.
The intro to all intros? Are you talking the origin story?
No. Yes, I don't know.
No.
Today's episode.
Okay.
The umbrella topic of today's episode. It's the FAFO episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The FAFO. FAFO.
Yep. And for those of you that don't know, and it's going to be explicit because...
What a surprise. What a shock. That never happens.
Oh, my God, never happens. It's the fuck around and find out episode.
Yes.
So, Will Snow, what do you have to say about the FAFO?
I applaud that. Give me applause on that board.
Okay, hold on. Where's the applause? There it is.
There we are. Yes.
Applause to the FAFO. Yes.
So, and people use that phrasing to say, well, hey, if you fuck around, you're gonna find out, right? I encourage people to do this. In fact, I have encouraged my children to do exactly that. And I think it's very important to do so and as early and as often as possible, because you're never going to figure it out on your own if you don't. I mean, you got to live life and make mistakes.
Yes.
You got to get yourself into trouble and get yourself out of trouble.
True.
To figure it out. That's what living life is all about. You you can if you're waiting for some algorithm on YouTube or Instagram to help you along the way. Trust me when I'm going to tell you that's not going to happen. You got to get out there and find out what the world is all about and how you want to work with that. Work within that construct. And so I mean, because what happens is if you don't do this stuff when you're younger. If you're not out there, God, I tell you, I really, really, one of the things when you talk about being appreciative and grateful, one of the things I am absolutely grateful for is the concept of having no social media and phone cameras when I was growing up.
Yes.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. We had to figure it out.
But we did. We had to figure it out. And that's why, actually, when they talk about what generation would you want to be hanging around in the zombie apocalypse. And I tell you straight up, it's Gen X.
That's right, Gen X.
Well, actually, it's true because I'm not actually Gen X.
Well, you're Gen X cusp.
I was the precursor to Gen X. I always considered my generation to be the sub-generation of the one that came before, the dreaded boomers. But we were at the tail end of that parade. So we were like the people cleaning up the elephant poop after the parade kind of walked by. That was what we were doing.
You were pachyderm poop pickers.
That's right.
Alliteration.
Wow.
I know.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. Pachyderm poop pickers.
Yeah.
Picker-uppers.
Yeah. Well, then you're kind of, a lot of peas in there.
There's a lot of peas.
Which
leads me to another dad joke.
All right. Go for it.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure I don't fuck it up. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Well, you kind of
I know I gave it up, but
it.
just in case other people don't know, pretend you don't know.
I have no idea why.
Oh my God, because the P is silent. They think it's funny, and they're going to applause.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Yes, it was. Go on.
So we're talking about peeing in public now?
No, we're talking about picking up
I've done that.
Pachyderm poop. No, go on. So you're the generation. We were talking about generation.
Yeah, the generation of picking up pachyderm poop. No, I was in the precursor movement to Gen X. And you can well believe we were on our own, left by parents who were not entirely engaged at that point to figure things out on our own. And hopefully come back, every night. Yeah. When the streetlights came on. Yeah. Because that was the very scary. If you're not in,
when the streetlights come on, because when the streetlights come on, that's when dinner was on the table.
That's right. And again, nothing good ever happened after
the streetlights.
After the streetlights went on, so we, came home early. But no, really, I mean, we were running around doing our own thing, figuring out ways to get out of trouble, and did pretty much on the daily. Yeah. And so when Gen X came running around, they even it was wide open. Yeah. And walking to school, for miles and miles, and
uphill both ways in the
that's
snow.
Right. Uphill both ways in the snow against the wind. Yeah. But when I look back on it, it was amazing because those are the things that gave me the resilience that I needed in life. Yeah. Because I fucked around. Yeah. And I found out. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. Sometimes you're going to take a pop to the nose or the eye. That's going to happen too. But you survive it and you move forward. Yeah. You get knocked down, you pick yourself up.
I remember my parents were very strict when it came to schoolwork. So during the school week, I wasn't allowed to watch television. I had to do my homework after school, and then, whatever. It was what it was. But
I never encountered that, by the way. Right. But yeah, okay.
So, but both my parents worked, so I was a latchkey kid. Mm-hmm. So I would be home a couple hours before they would. And so I would watch TV, and then they found out that I was watching TV. So then they would unplug the cable. Figured out how to plug it back in. And then that wasn't working. And of course, I fucked around and I found out how to fix it. I also fucked around and found out why I shouldn't have fixed it, but that's neither here nor there. Where the cable line was in the laundry room, my dad started unplugging it and unscrewing it. And I, being the tech person that I am, that wanted to figure out all of the things, I learned because you're put in situations, and you're motivated. What's going to motivate you to learn?
That is correct. You got to meet your needs.
Yeah, and my need was General Hospital at the time.
Yeah. Oh, General Hospital. I love General Hospital.
I know you did. You're unique. Tell all the listeners out there why a young man such as yourself was watching soap operas.
I think I probably told this story.
But tell it again.
Okay. Well, all right. So, yeah, it's one I can say, because I'm getting older, I can tell my stories again and again, and people will still be as interested or as uninterested as they were the first time. So I used to work in a volunteer group, and we had our offices on the third floor of this building, and I was in there one afternoon doing some work, and I heard all of this yelling and screaming down the hall, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I thought somebody was getting, there were terrorists or something. That was before terrorists. Anyway, so I went down to see what was going on, and there were 3 rooms, and they were filled with chairs, and there was a TV, a big old TV in the front of the room, and in each room there was a soap opera playing. So NBC was playing in the 3 stations.
Yeah.
At the 3 stations.
Yeah, the 3 stations we had.
That's
NBC,
we had 3 stations.
ABC, CBS.
Yeah, they were all playing in different rooms, and the soap operas that were playing at that particular time, their fans were sitting in the chairs and watching this TV, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And so the one I happened to stumble in on was General Hospital. And it was a big plot turn there, and everybody was oohing, and Luke and Laura, of course, and everybody was, of course, everybody was oohing and eyeing. But I did also happen to notice that everybody in the room, and there were probably about maybe 40 chairs in there, they were all women.
Oh,
and so I went to the next room, and there were 40 chairs in there. And they were all women.
Oh.
And then I went into the next room.
Let me guess. 40 chairs, all women?
Correct. Oh. And so using my mathematical brain, I said, wow.
The ratio of men to women.
Just me being there was a 420 to 1 ratio. So I thought to myself, well, rather than trying to meet girls in various places around campus, maybe I could meet them there.
And you did.
And I did.
Yeah.
But what I really did was I got to know all of these different plot lines. So I would visit each one of these rooms at the same time, and I was picking up, I was asking, oh, well, who is that? What's that going on there? And of course, they were very willing to share. With this, alien creature who was, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Tall, swanky, a lot of swagger.
A lot of swagger. Anyway, yes. So I learned, and I gained knowledge that I leveraged in future interactions in other places where, we'd be at a bar and group of young women would be sitting there, and they'd be talking about the latest episode of All My Children or General Hospital, and I would know what they were talking about. So I'd be like speaking the language.
Yeah.
And
no one else spoke the language.
No one else spoke the language, and so that was the in to have drinks and socialize. So that my skill set began to be noticed by certain of my friends, and so I became the icebreaker.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it's all about speaking language. You speak the languages. You speak a foreign language, don't you? You're learning, aren't you?
I am learning. Well,
speak some Portuguese for us. Come on. Give us a little bit. Give us a little taste.
Okay. Let's see. It's afternoon, or it's close to evening. Oi, buona noche. Tudo bem?
Wow.
Você como está hoje?
Ooh, no, I don't want a glass of orange juice. Thank you.
That's not what I asked.
Oh, okay. You said
I
OJ.
asked how are, I said,
OJ.
I said, good evening. How are you today?
This is so beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I'm actually.
Você gosta de café?
Yes.
Say sim.
Sim.
I asked if you liked coffee.
Oh, I do.
Oh, how about this? Você gosta de bolo de chocolate?
Yes. Sim.
Sim, very good. I asked if you like chocolate cake.
Oh, Sim.
Who doesn't like sim? Yes. But yes, I am learning Portuguese because we're going to go to Portugal next year, and I'm hoping that I understand a lot more than do you like this? Do you like this? You know, I hope I can actually speak in clear sentences. Yeah. Although Lily in Duolingo actually likes me now. She smiles at me. Oh. She's not as sassy or salty. It's quite nice.
Oh, there you go. See, that's very cool. Yeah. That is actually very cool.
And I do speak, well, I did learn French in high school, so I recognize some things. When I was younger, I spoke Hebrew. I can still read it, but I don't know what I'm saying. Mm. And I very briefly studied Italian when I thought we were going to go to Italy, but when we said we wanted to go to Portugal next year, I decided to study Portuguese.
Right. And all of this relates to the zombie apocalypse and Gen X.
So I will be able to speak to the zombies with their language because my sister and I, when we were growing up, we made up our own language. So I'll be able to, I will be astute enough to figure out what the zombies are saying. And I'm thinking it has something to do with brains.
Well, something. So, you know, just so you know, I'm no slacker here. You know, I recently decided to learn sign language. Yeah. That's right. So I can tell dad jokes nobody's ever heard.
That is so true. But why are we doing dad jokes in the middle of the episode?
I thought it was a good closer.
Oh, I stopped the
Boy,
that was quite abrupt.
Yes, that was. Do we have any questions, my love?
We do, but I just want to make sure we're fully through the FAFO.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get back to that for 1 minute. So, listeners, fuck around and find out. Yeah. Don't get your life lessons from AI. Yeah. Don't go down that sad road. Go out and mess about. Find out how to get yourself into trouble. Yeah. How to get yourself out of trouble. Yeah. And that's what you're going to need in life. And honestly, it gives you talk about, you know, the confidence, the swagger and all of that. That's just knowing about life. Yeah.
And it's not that it has to be aggressive, get yourself into like trouble, like to the point that you're going to get arrested. That's not necessarily what we mean, or at what we mean at all if it happens. However, neither here nor there. It's having the capability to be able to think of what to do and how to get yourself out of said situation.
Right. It's like muscle memory, right? Yeah. You know, you gotta, you know, you got to have that self-confidence and situational awareness too, right? So that's the other thing. You learn when you go out and you're, you know, living life, you gain situational awareness. I'll never forget, you know, one of the, I see these you know, the stuff with the pickpockets in France and the you know, I'll read about all these things that, you know, this crime stuff. And it's like, so much of this is really easily preventable. Yeah. Lock your front door when you're at home. Yeah. You know, don't leave your doors unlocked. That's something I learned back in the day. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're walking around, keep your eyes open. Yeah. Don't be lost in your phone. Exactly. Don't pay attention to what's going on around you. Have a little bit of situational awareness.
Don't go downtown at 3 a.m. because nothing good happens.
At 3 a.m.
Although I will tell you, so talking about situational awareness and an FAFO. So obviously my parents were very strict when I was growing up, which is fine. They're amazing parents. I love them. And I wanted to go out with some friends, and my parents told me no, so then I did a sleepover at the friend's house where we all went out. And it's 2 a.m. We're leaving the bars. I hadn't had anything to drink. I was the designated driver that night. So we're driving home, and I ran over a curb. Situational non-awareness. I don't know. But anyway, I was turning left, hit a curb because my friends were
That shocks me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a curb driver. It is what it is. Let's move on. Okay. Anyway, so of course I got a flat tire. So it was either find a payphone and call my dad at 2:30 in the morning. Hey, Dad, I'm out coming from bars. My friends are drunk and I have a flat tire. Or figure out, using my brain and just intuition, how to change a flat tire.
Yeah, well,
and I know we had the flat tire episode.
we did.
I learned how to change a tire miraculously in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was an FAFO moment.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, that was at that point, I think it was in the 90s because I was old enough to drive.
Yeah. I had my FAFO moment when I was driving in a blizzard in Illinois.
Yeah?
Yeah. Couldn't see like 2 inches in front of us. And I'm like, I just figured out something about life.
What's that?
Not to drive in blizzards.
Not to drive.
And there we were.
Yeah. I know. I'm not a fan of driving in bad weather, and we caught ourselves up in a massive storm today. Not hail worthy, but we left a little later than we wanted to just to go to the grocery store, and it was cats and dogs working together. Mass hysteria.
Oh, okay. I know where that's from.
Do you?
That's from Ghostbusters.
Yes. That deserves applause. Applause.
Okay.
Lady Gaga says it too. Applause, applause. I can't sing. But
We really have to get to the question of the day. So what is the question of the day?
I think I've been avoiding it because it's a little...
Really?
It's a little triggering.
Would you like me to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
I'll read it. Just know that it's... Okay. Cheryl, who's 32, from Punta Gorda, Florida. Hello, Floridian.
Punta Gorda.
She says, "Hi, Will. Thank you so much for your recent episode about the questions you can ask to get below the surface and really get to know someone." I love those questions. So
yeah, those were great.
Those are great. So go back to that episode if you want to hear it. But anyway, I have used these on dates, and they've really helped me get a quick read on who is actually interested in deeper relationships and who is not. So that's awesome. Yay, Will. Good for that.
I didn't intend it to be used for that purpose, but hey,
Yeah, it can
there
be
you
used for
go.
anything. Yeah. Her question is about something else, though. I have to.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. I am a successful professional woman who has an older professional mentor who claims to respect me, but who is actually very condescending and infantilizing in our conversations. I find myself infuriated after speaking with this individual and want to tear into them, but I feel constrained because I want to maintain organizational peace. How can I gently explain to this person how they're making me feel without blowing up our relationship? I am doing everything I can right now not to fucking yell, because I, as a 53-year-old woman, cannot tell you how many times I have been mansplained about things that some people know nothing about, and I've actually lived and experienced, and it pisses me the fuck off so fucking much. I need to take a breath. You answer the question while I calm the fuck down, because fuck this. Fuck mansplaining. Fuck condescending people. Like, you don't know me.
Okay. Okay.
I'm getting a little... It's not you, my love. You are the most wonderful, respectful man.
Okay. Well, take a breath.
Yes.
You're not there now. Where are you at right now?
Right now, I'm next to my husband.
Be where you are. Be where you are and take a breath. No, this is, honestly, this is a great question. This happens not only to women, this happens to men, this happens to people all of the time. Somebody in the crowd's got to be so much smarter and wiser than you, child. And, I mean, you're going to get that. Well, that's one approach, but that will definitely not result in, maintaining organizational peace. I think the answer to this is really, like, if you want to maintain organizational peace, you got to let it slide, because it's just not, you're not going to change the behavior. The behavior, the problematic behavior is with the individual. It is not with you. Okay. If you own what they're doing and you take it internally and start reacting to it, now it becomes your issue.
Right.
Okay. So my first recommendation is don't let it become your issue. It's just words. What are words? What are words? Words are hot air blowing over vocal cords.
Imposters.
Okay, they're imposters. That's a very, give yourself some applause for that. Yes.
I actually quoted Will Snow's book, Words Are Imposters.
Words are imposters. They are not bears that are going to eat you.
Did you see the bear in the ocean in Naples?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was wild. Anyway, go on.
The thing is, they're not bears that are going to eat you. You don't have to get yourself into a fight or flight reaction because of words. It's just words.
Right.
And you're not going to change somebody's shitty attitude about you and, feeling like, well, let me tell you how, and let me tell you a little bit about. You're not gonna change that. That's them, and they're going to do that regardless. In reality, I think sometimes they do that just to get a rise out of people. In which case, if you give that to them, then you've just encouraged that behavior. So don't encourage that behavior. You could, if you want to play the passive aggressive game, say, "Oh, thank you so much for telling me that. I really appreciate your perspective and wisdom. I didn't know that. Let me write that down." Now, if you do that,
That's definitely passive aggressive.
It is passive aggressive. It could be a lot of fun. And I'm not against having a little fun in life with people.
Right. Another FAFO.
But do know that they may pick up on it and be heartily offended, which can also serve a purpose in that they won't talk to you anymore.
Right.
But in reality, you can't own it. This is them. This is their life experience that they're throwing out there, and they're on their little trip doing whatever they are doing. You could be a Nobel Prize winner. Okay, you could be the greatest genius mankind has ever known, and they're still going to do that. They're still going to do it, and there's no way you're going to get them to really respect and appreciate you. But it is good that you recognize it, and that you should applaud yourself for. You see it, you know it's bullshit, and you know that for all the talk of, oh, I respect you, I appreciate you, and all of that nonsense, they really don't.
Right. So get another mentor.
Get another mentor. Definitely.
Yeah.
Or just learn the good things that you can from this individual. Take what you can and
move the fuck on.
Just move on.
Yeah.
And, that's not to say that, even the worst offender might have something valuable to contribute. It's possible. So take it with a grain of salt. Definitely, if you find yourself kind of ramping up and you feel your blood pressure rising and and you're feeling your heartbeat, accelerating, use the mantra.
The force?
A mantra that says, wow, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Please give me a moment to consider. Take a breath.
You're right.
Bring it down. It's a mantra. You just don't even, it's just,
right.
You don't even think about it and let it blow right over your head and then move on to other topics. And no, don't expect to be appreciated or respected. That's not why you're doing what you're doing. You're doing it because you want to do that. You want to be there. You want to be in this career. You want to have whatever experience you're having, and don't let it affect you. And I know it sounds easier. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if you practice it, you'll get much better at it over time. Yeah. So I encourage you not to unload. You can also write your feelings down in a journal.
True. And
burn the pages or tie them to balloons and send them up into the air to God. I don't know. Anything you can think of not to unload on that human being at that point in time. So, just.
But also be careful not to unload on the people closest to you.
Yeah,
that you love.
absolutely.
Because that can always be a thing too.
So, did you have any final dad jokes? Take a breath. How are you feeling now? Is that a little bit better, maybe?
It happens so much in my life. I mean, I don't like to brag about myself, obviously. I worked at fucking NASA. I trained fucking astronauts and rocket scientists and just all of these brilliant people. Yet I'm still sometimes treated like, oh, she's just a woman. What does she know? Or, well, let me explain something to you. No. Let me explain something to you. So I definitely get triggered by it because it's constantly happening. And it annoys the ever-loving shit out of me. And I know, like you said, it's not just to me. Men get it too. Everybody gets it. Children, it's like, just stop being fucking condescending.
Well, it'd be great if people would stop condescending.
Right, it would.
It would be great if people would communicate to you
In an adult
and
direct and forthright.
And it's just impossible for some people to give up their position of authority or grandeur or whatever because they got to know everything. I've had managers like this. I've had people in my own family like this. Yeah. That oh yeah, we love and appreciate you, but you really don't. Right. You really don't. Yes. And so you just just got to let that toxic behavior flow away on the river of time. It's no longer worth spending one iota of this life's energy and this soul's energy on that stuff that was said and is now trailing away like sewage into the Gulf of Mexico. And by the way, it is the Gulf of Mexico. On that note.
All right. So my dad joke. So as I was talking about how, I'm a very scientific person. I worked at NASA. I worked for Apple, all of these different things. And I don't know if I ever told you that when I was growing up, I was a mathlete. I think I've mentioned to you that I was a mathlete. Listeners,
no, it turns me on.
Oh, all right, thank you. But did you know that my math teacher once called me average?
Really?
I told her it was mean. That,
there you go,
listeners, is for the other mathletes out there. So take a moment and listen. Think about math. And I do love math. Numbers.
There you go.
Numbers don't lie. And also 2 + 2 does equal 4.
There you go. And pi cannot be rounded to 3.12. Breathe, no matter how much Congress wants to do that. All right, let's wind this up.
Well, don't you have a dad joke?
Oh, I told mine.
No, do you have another one?
Of course, I have.
You're a dad. You got tons of dad jokes. So come on. Jokes. Tell us another one.
Okay, so how does a computer get drunk?
Ooh, how does a computer get drunk? Tell me.
Take screenshots.
It takes screenshots. Yes. That's amazing. Yes. That was a good one. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I actually told my last week's dad joke to one of our doctors, and he lost it. Oh. It took him a second, and when he realized it, he was literally LOLing, laughing out loud for the span of at least 60 seconds.
Well, there you go. That's great validation. I like that.
It was.
And thank you, listeners, for validating us. Thank you for your comments and your questions and your feedback. We really appreciate it. And looking forward to our Father's Day special. Yep. We're looking forward to hearing your stories, your letters to your father that I am going to read in our 1 hour special episode of Ask Dad.
Which will also be our 2nd anniversary. Woohoo! Woohoo! So thank you.
Actually, our 1st anniversary. It's 1 year.
Yeah, it'll be 1 year. Correct.
1st anniversary.
Yeah. So if that wasn't, where's the harp? There it is.
There it is.
Not the scary. It wasn't Scary Dad. It was. I really need to get to know the board. Okay. Well, everyone. It's been a longer episode than per the usual, but I wanted to thank you all for tuning in to Ask Dad, the show of fatherly advice for all with a smattering of dad jokes, sometimes more, sometimes less, The love is real and the man is real. So we will see you next time. And until then, continue to send us your dad jokes and questions, comments, anything you want to will@iwillaskdad.com, and we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about the good, we'll talk about the bad, and we will talk about the dad.